What lies can I tell you?
Hopefully good ones.
What's in store for the final season?
What's in store for the final season? Well, just about everybody dies.
Awesome.
Really?
Yeah, usually not at the same time, usually separately. And then some people live, but not very many. There. Well, we're at episode 7, so I know. It's like, it's a lot easier to do the cast read-through now because there's a lot less cast.
How many of those episodes will be extra long?
All of them.
All of them?
I don't think we've done an episode that is to time yet. And one of the reasons why is because FX loves the story and they say just write it till the story ends. And so we've been writing the episodes until the story ends. And, that sometimes it's about 50 minutes. Sometimes, like in the season premiere, I think it's an hour and 45 minutes. It's a great luxury to have with the network. Usually it's after the episode's done. When the episode's finally finished and we've edited and we look at it and we say, how much can we cut out of this episode if we're trying to make it to time? And then we cut a little bit out of it and a little bit, but we need stuff because it sets up other stuff. Sons is very intertwined. So then we pretty much leave it the way it is. And then we go busy.
You shot 7 episodes, but have you written all of them?
No.
How far are you with the writing now?
We're at episode 7. But we do know what's going to happen. I mean, we're not going blind. Kurt has a very strong vision of how the series will end and how this year will end. And so we're spiraling towards that conclusion.
How strong? Is there like a board somewhere with like a bunch of post-it notes?
There is, but we are not allowed to go in that room. It has really small writing on it. It is secure. You guys are getting a lot of secrets here because I'm in a good mood.
I like this.
Exactly. It's
have
like,
anything else
if
you wanna
they
share?
fire me now, I'm still going to get paid for the rest of the year. So, no one's asked about Venus Van Dam yet. That's my favorite character.
What are you going to miss the most?
That's a good question. What am I going to miss the most? I think it's been, I've been on a lot of shows where the showrunner's been a very strong personality. I mean, I started on NYPD Blue with David Milch, and then I went to shows like The West Wing with Aaron Sorkin, and now working with Kurt, this has been probably the best experience I've had in working with the writer. I'm always challenged by everything that's come down. He never disappoints me with the script, and that's really going to be hard. I'm going to be like somebody who's been in a really good marriage, and now they're leaving, and I want to be together. So I'm going to try to hang around until he does another show, and then go to that show too, because, a good wife is hard to find, or maybe a good husband, I'm not sure. But, it's just, I think that's probably going to be the thing that is going to be the most difficult to get over. It's just, you go on shows, and I've done a lot of directing in other shows in the off season, like this season, in between 6 and 7 of Sons, I did The Good Wife, and Glee, and Extant, and Manhattan. I did all those shows, and there wasn't a Kurt Sutter among them.
Let me be the one to ask about Venus then. What can you tell us about the appearance?
Oh, this is going to take us over the top. Venus has been, to me, one of the most interesting characters in the Sons world because it's someone you normally would think the Sons would have a lot of difficulty with. But now, finally, romance blossoms between Venus and her favorite son, Tig. And we get to see a true Tig transgender love story.
What can you tell us about Marilyn Manson's
Marilyn Manson plays Tully, a hardened white supremacist who Jax meets in prison in the time since Tara was killed. And Tully becomes, throughout the season, a connection to the Aryan Brotherhood that now we have to use almost as allies to help Jax get what he wants. So we keep going back to Tully, and Tully pulls the strings from within prison to make things happen for Jax. It's not what you expect of a lipstick-wearing, white-powdered rock star to be playing, and he does it really well.
The show, there's always like a chance for hope, and when you go across the line, and even to the final season, there's a chance for redemption. Happiness.
Some characters will find happiness, most will not. I think it's Kurt's view of the world that reality isn't just all that happy. It just doesn't work out that well. So I think while there may be a hope for redemption, most of our characters will not find redemption at the end of the series because that's just the way of the real world. And I think anything less than that would be false to the whole, mythology of Sons of Anarchy. It's not really a happy ending show. And I don't think the fans should expect that this conclusion will be happy. Sorry.
I am a huge fan of The Good Wife. You mentioned that, and this is my only chance to ask about it. Can you tease us anything about the next season?
No, I don't know about the next season because I only did this season and I walked away just before Josh Charles was killed. I do know that that's a really underrated show, I think. It's really, I don't really watch a lot of legal dramas, like I didn't watch The Practice and things like that, so getting into directing it and trying to get behind it, I just did it because Juliana Margulies is a friend of mine. But when I got into it, I said, this is really kind of, people don't know how well done this show is, how intricate the plotting is and the characterizations. And I didn't know either because I got enough to do on Sunday night. I don't really have The Good Wife on my DVR. Sunday's very busy for me. But I caught up on the shows and I was really surprised pleasantly at how well done it is. And I was a little disappointed that they didn't get a Best Series nod in the Emmys this year, but I think the competition was so fierce that they got squeezed out.
What do you have on your DVR then? Right now?
That's a very good question. I watch a lot of reality television, actually. I don't watch The Real Housewives. I'm not that gay. But I do watch, I've seen every single episode ever of Survivor. I don't know why. Since the beginning, I've never missed an episode of Survivor. So that's always in the 2 seasons a year. I see every single, down to the finale and the reunion show. Right now, we're watching The Strain. I'm really scared. I cannot watch it at night. It's the panel of The Strain today, by the way.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that?
right after you guys.
Oh, right after us? Oh, we got to go and depress. But I think we do our book signing then. But that show is really creepy, and I think is terrific, and really well produced. So, but I have to watch it in the daytime. I still watch Glee because I know all the people there, and I want to see what's happening to them. But obviously, I'm the only person watching it now. There's just me and one little girl. I think she's in Toledo. And she and I are watching Glee just by ourselves. And we're texting each other, and we're on the Twitter saying, what did you think of that episode of Glee? She said, I thought it was really good. And that's kind of been our experience. So that's pretty much what I do. I do watch occasionally, I will watch like just an episode of, some crazy like Big Brother or that I don't understand just to see what's happening. Project Runway. I'm always interested in that show because I don't know how they make dresses out of like paper bags and shit. That just amazes me.
I saw a woman make a dress out of a garbage bag.
I know. I don't know. I saw an episode of that where they went to like a toy store and they said, you got to make dresses out of toys and stuff there, like straws and, it's crazy. So I think that's kind of creative.
How are you going to watch the Sons of Anarchy finale?
The final finale?
Yeah.
Well, I will. That's a really good question. I watch every episode live anyway because I like to experience it when everyone else is experiencing and seeing what's happening on the Twitter as it's going on. So I watch it live. The finale, though, I think I might have a party. I think that might be a good time to get some people together and really and just share the experience of it. It's going to be a little bittersweet. I think a lot of people are going to be sad, not the least my family. But I think it's a good time. It's a good thought. I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring people together.
Marathon watching before, like let's rewatch all 7 seasons. Yeah.
Let's not go that far. But it is interesting, the people who have just started to get into it now, watching it because they see Jax from the way he was in season 1 and how he's developed and how hardened he's become. They're really interesting fans. They have all that stuff from season 1 and 2 really fresh. Like Bomb, the episode that I did where Jax, where Jem reveals that she'd been raped and twists the whole family around. That's all like yesterday for them. Yeah, it's sort of interesting to hear those fans dealing with the show now because it's so fresh. To us, it's sort of like ancient history. Like they bring up Donna. Everyone forgets that, Tig killed Donna and how that caused so much drama going on. And they remember because they just saw it. All right, so thank you guys.